paid last night when they did it all.
I'm waiting for one still to get paid.
It is muted already. I need to pin this. Oh, I think my computer does that. Off. Right. Does it want me edit? There we go.
Fucking my computer does this shit.
Yeah, I'm just getting on set up. Guys, I can't see the chat if you guys pop in. I gotta fix all the video stuff because the way this transfers over. So give me a couple minutes like last time.
He didn't do too bad in that Pristine. That Ripken was nice.
Yeah, I gotta see. There's a base one up for auction. I'm gonna see what it goes for. There's OverTime's thumbnail. That's why I gotta put that in here. All these new rules on here. Okay, it's still saving, that's why. Change of save, there we go. How do I get back into it?
Huh?
YouTube. I gotta figure out how to get back into this now.
No.
Damn it. There we go. That's still muted. Yep.
Got it?
Yeah, no, I'm just checking stuff while people pop in. Make sure I got everything here I need. Yeah, I heard I don't know if it's just the hype that people posting the videos that Dallas and Nashville are all pumping. Dealers are doing bulk deals and all kind of stuff. But I'm like, it's also 2 weeks before the National. They're trying to unload. They need to go up there and make money or go up there and have money.
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt if they're doing that, though. I mean, shit.
Well, Nashville, people go around buying the tables out, too. There's a couple people to go down there and buy out tables. Waiting for Teddy to pop in here. I know he just popped something that I was reading here.
Yeah, the more and more I look at that Ronald Acuna card, I don't think it's his auto. But then again, Topps may have made him sign it like his full name.
Who, what?
The Acuna.
What about it?
Usually the Acunas are that big old R and that whatever the scribble he does. Topps may have said, or Fanatics may have said, hey, why don't you write your full name?
Okay, why didn't he do it on the Acuna Soto from the same year, same product? There you go. He's never used Junior before. I cannot find any example of it. Nobody else can. Tops hasn't replied about it. So, hey, or Fanatics. What's up,
Well, it's
one
more
one
of a,
hundred?
it's more of a Fanatics problem now.
Down at Dallas. Yeah. I think I'm going to go down there in, let me think about, I think it's the November show. I'm pretty sure, as long as it's not over Thanksgiving weekend, which I highly doubt they would do. If they did, they were fools. But I got to look at their schedule for the rest of the year. I know you posted it on Discord. I got to look at it. But yeah, I think if I don't do November, I'm going to have to do the first show next year for sure. It's also going to deal with weather and everything. I didn't know they made Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary retail.
They made a retail? Oh.
I think Joe said it was $50 a box. Oh, let me pull it up. He sent me a thing here.
But how much is a light? You said a light was
It's
like
$54.98 at Walmart. I had no idea they were making retail. $54.98 is about the price of light.
Yeah.
But light's not a retail product, so I don't know.
Huh.
Oh man, that signature rookie stuff. I remember that. That was Upper Deck. That was horrible. Some of the stuff that was out there, I mean, when you start looking at produced overall autos, was insane. There was a lot of stuff out there that was produced by 1,000. Think about back in the day, Nolan Ryan signed 2,500 cards. Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson.
Well, those signature series were at like 10,000.
Mm-hmm. Classic Four Sports had a high pop two count. What's up, Granddad? Every time I see you, I sit there thinking about, man, I should eat bulgogi today.
The what?
Bulgogi.
Oh.
Korean. I don't know if they're selling a light. They called it retail. Light's not supposed to be retail because they have the special mini diamond black and white something. And I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't really go by the card section now because I use like the neighborhood Walmart, which don't sell sports cards. I just saw at the gas station they had Top Series 2, and I didn't even know it came out because I wasn't allocated any. That's why I was trying to tell everybody I don't get allocation really anymore. When you don't get Top Series 2, you know you're pretty much buried. Because I'm not rebuying into it for something where there's no guarantee for me next year. None. Because I just had a long conversation the other night with my buddy. It's my old rep. And, it makes no sense restocking. Just buy the product I like. If I happen to get something at X amount off on or allocation, so take it. But no. Whataburger. Yeah, I bet you're burnt out on that stuff. Those guys I know that stay like do the second year in Korea tour, man. Those guys are like, I'm so burnt out of what they call the lady who used to go out there and sell to them in the field, like Hachi Mama or something. Hachi Mama, I forget, some weird name. But yeah, they said they got burnt out of it. I mean, they come out there cooking. Used to have like she would take down all your orders, so you have to pay her when you came out of the field. So when you come out of the field, she'd be standing there right next to your formation. You couldn't get off work that day and go home until you paid her. The whole company. I just thought those stories were crazy. So there comes everybody popping in. Yeah, I was watching I caught a little bit of Ziggy's live earlier. I don't remember who was on it. Some coach person, somebody else. But I was just listening to it for about 5 minutes, and I sit there and think about some of the stuff that's going on out there, and there you can't use say we need to police ourselves because it don't matter. We can't really police ourselves. We have no authority out there. I mean, think about it. If somebody tries to scam you or steals a card and you go and punch them and break their leg or nose or something, you're gonna get sued. But I just sit there and think about all this stuff because it's a crazy world out there. At the same time frame, I still hear companies, whether regardless if it's where sports cards or not, blaming COVID on everything. Man, we've been in COVID for like 2.5 years. You can't keep using that as an excuse. I mean, seriously, you should learn to adapt to it by now. Your policies are 2.5 years old, then you're just screwed up. You should hire some employees who don't have their head up their ass playing freaking Tetris or whatever else is on there, Among Us, and what's that other game I was playing? Geo Guesser, stuff like that. While they're at work, hire somebody that actually cares. That would be a good one. Man, I did see a big uproar. I guess I can't remember what her name is. She Collects or something like that. I guess Collectors Universe hired her for something. She worked at Google. Man, people are pissed off at that because she got some job there and like she had it like put in her contract or something that her YouTube videos are separate. She didn't want to like sit there and talk about Collectors Universe or PSA. She wanted to put out her like whatever she thinks she wants to put out. Man, I mean, there was a lot of pissed off people out there because she's brand new. She hasn't been in this a long time, from my understanding. Well, from what I read, I'd never heard of her until probably like the last year. I can't remember what her real name is because I always hear people talking about her. I'm like, who the heck is that? And they're like, She Collects. And I'm like, oh, the soccer girl? Oh, man, they're always going to spin it. And, the more I think about it is, you collect what you want. Eventually, they're going to spin on what you collect. And you're going to make money if you want to sell it. When I went to that big show up in Indianapolis and they had like Roth Cards was there and his two buddies and Mojo Sports and all these other guys come in. I thought about it and I'm like, I know they're trying to do their thing and get their hustle on and everything, but at the same time frame, there's a lot of stuff that's not discussed. Like some people don't put out what they pay for their cards or sell them for, buy or sell. Oh, I just picked this up. Check it out. Really cool. Hey, I just flipped this. I make money. Everybody's got to eat. I love that saying. Everybody's got to eat. Man, I laugh at these card shows anymore I set up at, and people are like, well, you pay like 15% eBay fees. I'm like, negative, Ghost Rider. I pay 10.9%. You still have to pay 6% sales tax. I'll use an example: a $70 card. I went to 65. The guy wanted me to do 60. That's $10 off. $10 off a $70 card is I would make more on eBay. I would clear, I think it was almost $64 on eBay. No, $63 on eBay. Why am I giving it to you for less? And you're not paying sales tax. You get to see this card up front and you're not paying shipping. It's the mentality that's going around out there that's a poison to me.
I've watched this video a couple times, and I've been kind of keeping track. Sports Card Radio. And they did the 10 influencers who will be broke by the end of the year. Kind of keeping track of that. It's pretty damn funny, actually. From the people he had on there, it's pretty good.
Who is it?
Sports Card Radio.
Oh, the brothers. Okay.
Yeah, they did a video. It was like a couple months ago. Top 10 YouTube influencers or sports card influencers. Will they be broke by the end of the year?
Oh yeah, a lot of them probably will be.
I was watching it last.
Some of them disappeared. I mean, they're only taking sponsorships and endorsements, and the funniest thing is, as soon as you get that 1,000 subscribers, you're going to get all kind of emails from people wanting to freaking pay you to sponsor their stuff, or hey, I'll give you a free this and that. It's funny. And the more you grow and the more you do videos, the more they just send you garbage. The video I did about cardboard gold, I think I did one talking about them once, and once where I got those new PSA things on, right? I get 2 or 3 emails a week. It says, "Hey, cardboard gold." I'm not cardboard gold. They want me to do a video on them because they think I'm cardboard gold. It just shows you that this is something like out of another country where they're trying to scam you. But at the same time frame, this is the way you get. I get these emails. "Hey, bro, want to do a sponsorship ad with my product?" What product? I don't even know anything about it. Or they'll give you their product and they'll talk bad about everything else in the world.
I don't believe that, Granddad. I think my slabs will be fine. As long as they keep their fees down, I think they'll be okay.
So I see what he said. I was looking at what he wrote about She Collects. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. You go on other channels, you get pushes and all that other stuff, and then different things. You're always shown on videos. People are like, "I need to go check her out," and not like check her out, but like check out her content or whatever you want to call it, videos. But yeah, and with my slabs, I don't know offhand. I mean, Greenie's done a phenomenal job on it, but I haven't followed it much because I only have a couple things on it. I probably sell like 1 or 2 things now a month, to be honest. He has a lot of ideas he wants to do with it, and I know he has to go through other people and stuff because he's only part of the company, not the whole company. He's just the one most people see. But I don't know.
PIG grading. Never heard of PIG grading.
I don't even know what that is. Microsoft, man, I get so many text messages now. It'll be a screenshot saying that something like my AT&T bill is due. Please respond to this text. And I'm like, it's a screenshot, like the worst screenshot ever. So many different scams going on across the board. I wish I would save the emails for like 2 weeks just to show you guys the people. That's what I should do for a video. Do we allow sponsorship for this product and show you the emails I get? Because I'll tell you what, some of the things I see other people sponsor, and if you'd see the emails I got, you'd be like, what the crap? Why buy into it? I think it'd be a funny series. All right, guys, been 2 weeks. Let's see how many we got here. Oh, there's 4 in here. Let's take a look at them together.
Henry said pig is Pepino Man.
Oh, I had no idea. I don't watch them.
Neither do I.
I've heard of him. I've seen, I think, his face in somebody else's videos once or twice, but I've never watched.
The next big company to fail, I mean, I'm not sure if they're considered a big company or not. I have never used them. StarStock.
I don't know. There's a lot of companies out there that are going to falter. I say by end of the year, we're going to see less. Breakers are going to be gone over the next couple years. Basically, all the ones that were heavy tops are going to be done next year. Where are they going to get their products? Unless they're a brick and mortar. So I'm going to use like Leighton Sports Cards. They're a brick and mortar. They'll still do breaks. But I'm talking about all these other guys that do it, out of their basements or whatever it may be, that don't have a brick and mortar shop. They're done. That was my longest conversation, my phone call. I think it was Wednesday night or Tuesday night at like 11 o'clock at night. And they're all going to be gone. Same with Panini eventually. So think if you were just a soccer breaker, heavy soccer, Tops is like your big part of it. Panini's in it, but all of a sudden now you lose all your Tops allocation. Now you're down to Panini. If you weren't doing Panini soccer, now you're done. Breakers will be having a hard life. I mean, I'm sure they're going to find deals on DealerNet from these brick and mortars, but here's my catch. So say the case costs, I don't know, $2,500 for a case of Bowman. I'm just going to throw a number out there. You know that they're going to want to break it at $3,200 to $3,500, the rip-off breakers that I call them. A good breaker, because they've been around for a long time, knows the struggles from back then. And if you break it at about 28, 2,900, it's going to cover your fees, which you're going to have to take if you have a PayPal business account, and shipping, and probably make you about $100 on your break and effort. When you take that down into being about 10 hours, because the time you have to post it, till you break it, till you sort it, till you ship it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into. I'm just using 10 hours for an example. I think I used to use 6, but even 6 into 100, I mean, what's that, about $16 an hour, something like that? I mean,
Yeah,
that's not a whole lot of money when you think about it. Where you make your big money is the low card things like National Treasures, Flawless, Noor, Clearly Authentic, stuff that doesn't have a whole lot of cards to it because it's easy sort and ship. You can break 5, 6 cases, and if you do that at $100 a pop profit, then hey, you're good. But yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna see a lot of breakers go away. And the catch is if they didn't have a Fanatics account prior to all this hostile takeover and all this other stuff that's been called, good luck trying to get an account unless you got in. Because all those guys that had Fanatics accounts that were buying their jerseys, their balls, and everything else, they're already getting allocation for next year.
Did you see the list of product you had to buy at the National to get the Panini VIP pass?
Yeah, I get it every year. Everybody's different. GTS has one. Peach has one. They're all different.
It was a $34,000 worth of product you had to get from Panini.
Yeah, I know. It used to be 12,000 way back in the day.
I was like $34,000 of product. You have to buy.
If you look, it's not all Panini product. It's what, see, they get so many VIP passes. They put the special together because they got to push product. Let me see if I still have it. VIP.
I saw that and I was like, holy shit, $34,000.
Okay, that's Peach. I don't know where I put the. I probably already deleted the other one. Peach, you had to buy. This is what they had. It was all Panini. I take it back for Peach. Somebody had Thompson that sent me it. 2022 Panini Select Baseball Hobby. You have to buy a case. It comes with a case of that, case of Revolution basketball last year. Chinese, I believe that abbreviation is. Case of Revolution WWE, case of Select UFC. But there's on this one here, their stuff's all like T-Mall from there down. Everything else, okay. The other one I saw was a bunch of freaking blasters. I must say, it must be out of my stuff. Let me check trash. It just came within the last week or two. Oh my. Maybe if I just search for, I don't know who sent it. It was direct from them. That's registration requirements. Yeah, I can't find, but they had like a bunch. It was like blaster boxes and stuff you had to buy. It was crazy. And I think they're not doing silver and gold packs. They're all just straight gold packs. I think you were getting a minimum of like 150 gold packs. You get whatever they used to be called the black box. And then something else. Let me see if it's on their website.
No, I just couldn't believe it was that damn much. I was like, gee.
Oh, it's expensive. I think the last couple of years it's been around 25,000 plus.
Yeah, let's just charge everybody $34,000 in the down market. That's very smart. I'm sure people will buy it too.
Yeah, I don't have the thing. I probably deleted it and cleared my trash already from the other one.
See, Granddad, you said they recorded 25 weekly sales last week, 820. It's going to keep going down with this down market. It's going to, I mean, it's going to, every platform is going to get hit, maybe besides eBay, just because they have different things they can sell. But with my slabs, you know, Everything's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
down.
They'll make less profit. But to be honest, it depends on how many employees they have and what all's into it. You know, if you made your money during the boom, you can afford to sit back now and ride it out. And hopefully you're still able to pay all your people their money and still have a little bit to put back into it. But yeah, I know it's 1% fee for graded cards. It's 3% though for raw. So seller pays 3% there, the buyer still pays 1, and then the other hand's 1 and 1 too. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see about it. Theirs is probably the one site that I really enjoyed using for the longest time, but you just get buried so much into the feed into it. And I just stopped. I used to promote myself onto it on Twitter and stuff with my cards all the time. And usually, you know, after you do it for so long, you start getting sale here, there, everything else. But what was that beep?
Hmm?
I just heard something beep. It's almost sounded like something was dying. You know, like how like sometimes like you have a remote and batteries are getting old in it or something. It's like beep beep. You know, just
Mhm.
or like a smoke detector. So it sounded like I'm like, what the hell? It wasn't here. It like came through my speakers. Oh no, I don't have it open anymore. I thought maybe I had Discord open still. Oh, at the top, in case anybody still wants in the Discord, it's on top. I'll probably end up deleting the post when we get off here. I'm going to start probably in August on there. Occasionally throwing cards up at what I'm going to call like deals of the week type deal. So, I mean, this is my example. It's like a $450 card. I might post it like $375 type deal. So be on the lookout for that stuff there. We're still working on because one of the bots is going crazy onto it. Actually, I shouldn't say I'm really working on it. The other guy's been helping, and I gotta get 2 more mods put in there yet. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going crazy. There was a beep. Yeah, I was looking all around me. I'm like, do I have something here battery operated? And there's nothing. Because I know everything's hooked up to the computer. And then I was looking like, do I have something open in my background beeping? And the first thought was, oh crap, I left Discord open and somebody's popping a message or like Facebook Messenger. None of it's opened. But I was wondering, I can't believe Nashville and Dallas are running the same weekend. You split apart a lot of the big people too by doing that. And I'm the type of person I'll go the closest one. And I know I'm not the only person that thinks that way.
Of Nashville should have did it during Labor Day.
But here's the thing, Nashville doesn't do them every other month like Dallas. Now,
Yeah.
Nashville has a show every month, but it's like 100 tables or so the guy runs. But his big show, I think, is if it's not quarterly, it's twice a year. I'd have to go and look. It might be twice a year. I know the guy they were talking at the last show. The guy at Randy Indy show wants to do it quarterly, and I'm like, oh man, that's a lot of work on yourself to do it quarterly. I mean, you have to. That's a lot of dang work. Even if I had like a wife and 4 kids, that's a lot of work on everybody just to get it set up. Because I know he paid somebody to come in and do set all those tables and stuff up, but you still so many moving parts. I know he had tables there. I think it was his girlfriend and son was doing the table stuff, and he was like bouncing all around. Uh-oh, Teddy's here.
No, so I was waving. The press pass doesn't
I don't
leap
know.
on that, or Sage.
I have no idea. Leaf owns Pro Set.
Maybe press pass has Sage. Maybe Sage still owns it.
Wild Card is its own thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we crossed them off the list a long time ago. Grunt Dad. Yeah. No.
For a minute, I'm like TGT, and I'm like, oh wait,
Yeah.
those guys. The sad part is they were still showing cards they were grading other companies. They wouldn't even grade their own. That's the sad part. I mean, I'm just wondering, you put all that money into one of those grading presses. I think those are like 30, 40,000, if I remember right. You had to run it off.
Depends if it was a new one or used one.
But then you had to
A refurbished, you should probably get them around 15.
But yeah, even if you're still spending that, you had to put a year down at least for office space. I mean, then they all moved out there. I don't know. Maybe they all lived together. I have no idea to cut down.
Well, 2 moved out there. 1 already lived there.
Okay.
But still.
There was like 4 owners to that thing originally. I think the one guy was still in like Kentucky, West Virginia area.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You open it during the boom, but no one's going to take you seriously. You're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. You are the Walking Dead. You're not going anywhere. You're just doing this, and you're not going nowhere.
A lot of money because you got to think you had to buy those cases, all that other stuff onto it. Well, they haven't been around for a long time, to be honest, Grunt Dad. Their numbers weren't even updated like 6 to 8 months. There's a person that goes around, does all these grading companies and pulls the data from their website. And at one time frame, it wasn't updated for months. And then they did like an update and added like 30 cards to it. And that was it. I mean, granted, yeah, they started a company, but it was the wrong time, wrong place.
They started a company along with 30 other grading companies. There's only 4 right now that are actually respected: PSA, Beckett, SGC, and CSG. That's pretty much it. If you want to put in GMA at the very end just because they've been around a long time, but everybody knows their slabs, but still, no. Those are the only 4.
It depends. See, there's the one that's strictly for guys in Canada, and I can't remember the name of it.
Gem?
It's not Gem. It's somebody else. They've been around for a good bit, and the guys up there love them. So, I mean, there's that. Content creator Illuminati gathering in 2 weeks. The national camp. Oh, gosh. I'm sure they're all going out there trying to get sponsorships for their channel.
No, they're all going to be hunting jobs from somebody.
The sad part is that's what these big companies, they hire people because of clout, not because of knowledge. If I was like took over, I'm just going to use Beckett or Collector's Universe or something like that. I would fulfill it with the best people I knew possible. Now, like my marketing people, they'd have to be good marketing people. I got it. But when we're talking about like the sports cards in general, I'd want people who have been doing it for 20 years and know what the hell they're talking about and have, look cards over, know how to do the stuff. It's just insane. Oh, GMA. Charles, I've seen so much onto that with DCI.
The DCI.
2 or 3 weeks, people have been talking about it. And there's so many people pumped them too. And I laughed about it because I'm like, there's no way you have that high numbers of crossover rate. No way.
See, Bob wants to know why GMA is looked down on. It's because one guy was doing it. Wasn't he doing it out of his house or something like that?
I think he still does it out of his house. But what it came down to was the way he let a lot of counterfeit go through, and that's what really ruined him years ago. At the same time frame, people were mailing cards in they know were not 10s or 9s, and he was grading them 9s and 10s. It was so obvious it was bad at one time frame, but that's why a lot of people look down on it because it had a lot to do with it was a one person show doing it versus, I know I got it that other companies have their issues and stuff out there, but when other companies expanded, grow, did all this other stuff, you never seen anything about them. I mean, it's good he stayed around for so long and he was able to provide a cheap service, but I just wouldn't really deal with it. I'd never said anything to him.
They haven't really done anything to enhance their legitimacy. The new owner hasn't gone out and done anything or said anything or, put himself out there like everybody else has. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, the Nationals are going to be full of those people out there, all at their booths trying to sell their product to everybody out there. And they're going to have great catchphrases and slogans just to sucker people in. That's always the thing with it. Yeah, it's the Grunt Dad put it. Yeah, that was probably the best way of saying it now. And the PSA 10s with the centering being off, I agree completely onto it. But the weird part is, it was explained about 2 years ago plus, maybe 3 or 4 now. The centering is both front and back when they do their metrics onto it. And I just don't get it. Your back could be more off center than your front. So I don't know. I use the Do Dilly app to give you my centering percentages just because it's a little more precise than using the hand tool I have where it's a thicker line when you're looking at and trying to guess. And I'll be honest, with their app, just using off their centering tool has really helped me out the most.
Now, you talked about this, about going on Whatnot while we're on here. Sappy's live right now in Dallas.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do it. That's a different thing. I'm going to go live to where we're just going to go and look at people on Whatnot. That'll probably be somewhere end of the month, beginning of next month, to where it's going to be, let's go Whatnot shopping. And we're just going to go through, look at people's stuff and how they have their listings and what they're doing. And I just ask people not to go bombard their chat and stuff and don't try outbidding me because I got no sales tax on there. I pulled a Jacob. I don't know how many they grade an hour. I mean, I'd have to know how many graders they have there. Is it 100 graders? Is it 150 graders? Is it 50? And then you got to take that into how many they do. I don't know. If you did that by day, you kind of could figure it out. And I don't think they're still doing swing shifts. I think they're just 2, not 3 shifts anymore.
What's up, James?
Yeah, that's a good point, though. They have their followers, and they've been loyal to them. I mean, just like HGA, they still have followers that are loyal HGA. KSA
Teddy,
might be the grading company. I'd have to go through my we call it the bookmarks and stuff to find it, but I think that's it.
I hate selling raw sometimes on eBay because of people just ticky-tack everything.
If I get some far off question, I mean, I've had people now ask me, can you send me some, post some extra pictures? And I'll do that. No problem. But I would put in there, if you ask me about grading or what it will grade at, I'm not replying to you. I will not.
I put in the description. Card sold ad is, I do not guarantee any grades if you go to choose to grade this from a grading company. I guarantee no grade. I got a double pictures. I take all good pictures. I say, please look at pictures.
But I also won't sell anything raw under $100 on there. If anything after that, it's either encased by the company itself, like Flawless, or it still has like the Topps redemption sticker, Panini redemption sticker on. Because if they break that, that's on them then. Anything I don't want to have to take a chance on, I send it off to consignment. 100 graders, huh?
Wow.
It's a good bit down there. We'll just say if they say you're averaging 2 minutes per card or even 3 minutes a card, that kind of gives you an idea onto it. I'm guessing they want it down to under 2 minutes a card from the time you get it, look it over, and you're done. They're not going to spend 5 to 10 minutes on a card. They want it in and out, money in hand, go. Oh, that was Jacob. He's a big gaming dude. He's been selling like vintage games now on whatnot. He changed that around.
I tried Elden Ring, can't fucking do it. Too slow for me.
It might have been Diamond. I remember somebody sending me something on somebody in Europe. I think it was out of Portugal, if I remember right, or something like that.
Teddy.
You know, honestly, when I get a best offer, the first thing I do is look at their feedback. I don't care if it's low or not, but if they've had recent feedback on there and it's good, all right, I'll take the chance to a point. What's up, Joe?
What's up, Joe? No, as long as PSA doesn't get backlogged like they did, and they keep on turning and burning like they are, they'll be perfectly fine. As long as they stay in there, as long as they stay in that limit of time that they're saying, you know, they're saying 6 to 8 weeks or whatever, it is what it is, or whatever, 3 months, they can stay between that.
I mean, 30 seconds of car is not a long time to look at it and get your stuff down. I figured the whole process, them looking at, making their notes or whatever onto it, had to be under 2 minutes. It had to be. But at 30 seconds, they're basically just eyeing that card up quick. But then at least their numbers are pushing them out. I'm kind of curious to see with the new, I'm going to call it bulk, and then also this quarterly special, because they said 150 days on the quarterly, and they said the bulk will start when all the bulk's already done. I'm going to be just kind of curious to see how that really plays off. Oh, Teddy, there's going to be many slab boxes like that out there. And the sad part is I still see all those cards getting stuck in repacks.
Mm-hmm.
You want a good laugh? Go on Whatnot and just look at the repacks people are doing and stuff on there.
Oh, I saw one the other night. I was laughing because the guy had a Gavin Lux. I think he had a Tyler Hero and something else. I can't remember what it was. 3 cards that were just huge during the bust. I was just like, because all of them have the floor, the middle, and the ceiling, and the bottom's $20. What you get, the top could be $1,000, and I'm just like, sheesh.
Wow, Lewis. I'm telling you, I just go on Whatnot every now and then evenings. I just start scrolling, reading, and I go in there. And, you know, those guys have like 7 to 15 people. As soon as somebody new comes, hey, what's going on? We got this and this going on. I'm like, oh, dear God, your top card is an RJ Barrett Prism PSA 9 base in your repack? I'm gone. I've seen more repacks holding 9s of base cards than I have of 10s. That's a bad part. I think you will.
You probably will, Charles. I can agree with that. Instead of those BCCG ones, yeah, you'll see those in there.
Hey, I'm surprised Fairfield hasn't gotten in touch with some of these defunct grading companies out there right now that aren't pushing anything out. and, just said, hey, grade these cards for us. We'll pay your fee and throw them in there. Give us a bulk deal. Because if you remember, Fairfield used to have some of the craziest grading companies. They still do, where I'll pull something like an IPA or something weird, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they still make these slabs? Since it'll be like a 2014 Topps card or something.
Oh, Teddy, like I said before, all the influencers and people on YouTube and all these people are going to be like, oh, it's raining rainbows and unicorns. Everything's fantastic. We're doing all kinds of great buys. We're doing a lot of great sales. Trading night's amazing. It's going to be the fake show. It ain't the card. It ain't going to be the Nashville. It's going to be the fake smile show. Everyone's going to be putting shitty smiles on because people are wanting to sell. No one's wanting to buy. And if they want to buy, they want to just get it as cheap as possible. They're going to say, oh, yeah, I'll give you 45, I'll give you 50% what it's worth. Some people are going to take it because they're knee deep in the shit. And some are going to be like, no, I can't do it. But as for all these big cards and stuff, I don't see a lot of big stuff moving. I don't. I know a lot of the big boy cards have all gone down. A lot of them. Some have been losing $2,000-$3,000 in value. It's going down. I don't know.
Well, here's my thing. I can tell you how many people bring stuff to me when I'm set up there. I look at it and I'm like, God, dude, if you want me to cash you out, I can't pay top dollar for this. Because by the time I list it, even at an auction, it could dip down another 10, 20%. Don't know. But there's so many cards I just look at and I'm like, you're better off taking this and post it on eBay. But they don't want to do it. One, it's risk if they auction it. Two, they just want the cash for it. I'm like, I'll go in it at 60%, 65% of the comp right now, but I said I can't go any higher. You might find other people here that'll give you more. But as I walk around talking to guys I know that are dealers from shows, they won't buy a lot of stuff anymore because of it. And surprisingly, I can't believe how many dealers actually watch the YouTube videos out there from my local shows and tell me the same thing. Because the last, probably when I did the 5 weeks straight plus this last show, there's a lot of people that actually watch the videos and they're like, yeah, I don't buy half that stuff anymore like I used to. And I'm like, they'll either tell them they're not interested. At least I'll give you 60, 65% because I got to get home that night, take pictures, do the work to sell those cards. But I'm not giving you 80, 85, 90%. That'd be crazy.
Or you're almost better putting it on, sending it to DC, letting them take care of it.
Oh, I'm sure. But see, with Golden, from my understanding, I've not done this. So say I would have pulled the triple logo man LeBron that was supposed to be $6 million. See, that's the noise I heard. What was that?
Oh, that's my phone.
Oh, okay. I was like, I just heard it again over here. It's you getting a vibrating thing. Okay. Yeah, that's what you say. Yeah. I know what it really is. That's okay. I mean, everybody likes to have an octopus every now and then, huh? Sicko.
Watch the deep. Did you watch that?
Yes, that's it's one of the movies you start watching that's so disgusting you can't stop. I hate you.
It's
But
not
go
a
on.
movie, it's a show.
I hate you.
It's a show. It's actually in the 3rd season and it's freaking fantastic. If you guys have not watched it, I got him finally on it. The Boys on Amazon.
Don't watch it. I joked around with him with one comment, and he said yes, and I figured he was messing with me, and it really happens.
I was not messing with him.
After I'm done. But talk about the shows and back to that part. There's just so many people out there that are bringing their cases around. And what's funny is they'll be like, look at your case, but the stuff on the right side's not for sale right now. That's the stuff you want.
It's funny you say that about Franco. Because I did get this. Am I gonna grade it? I thought about it. I'll probably just end up moving it. Well, yeah, the reason why they're doing other stuff is because they're not buying like they were. They're phasing it out like they are. They're phasing it out.
The hype for them is gone.
It's
They
transition
can't
time.
produce better stuff out there because they either lack the initiative or they lack the knowledge of doing it. They wanted something easy for a quick money grab, and that was it. To me, I mean, I might go out there taking a walk one day and show you guys like a creek with ore and all kind of crazy stuff in, but I'm talking sports carts the whole time, stuff like that there. But some of this stuff, man, I see they just bounce around because they have no true direction. They just want to post something, get the views, hopefully get 1 million subscribers, and they think they're going to make, tens of thousands of dollars with endorsements. There's a YouTube guy based here in Pittsburgh. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to tell you, I grew up out there, Joe, and the one guy, the Jab's brother that owns that shop in Greensburg, I've heard nothing but trash about that store. I remember it was Sports Card, etc., that was up there. Oh, I cannot remember. Was it like Green Castle, Green something up that way? Going up in there because I used to go up in there all the time and just pick and buy. And this was early 2000s. You still had Pittsburgh Wholesale, which became Steel City Collectibles. Trying to remember where else there was. There's a couple of shops that were downtown too. My ex-father-in-law owned a shop in New Kensington for the longest time. Then he shut it down, and it was all in his upstairs. He had like a room that was like locked by like 7 deadbolts. I never seen anything like this.
See, all those mom and pa or all these all card shops and stuff like that, a lot of them are going to go under because fanatics want your stores to look nice. They want them to be new, updated, and everything like that. All these ones that are old, stuck in the 60s and 80s and 90s and stuff like that, they're going to get phased out. That one guy who has until his prices are trapped in 2020, I guarantee the only way he's surviving is if he actually has a store and he's selling wax. That's it. Joe.
I knew he wasn't talking Jabs because that's out of a different area where I grew up at. But it was just funny because I heard people saying, "Oh, he opened his brother opened his shop up in Greensburg. Da 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 da. It's great and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Really?" And then I had a couple people go in there and send me some pictures from in there. And they were like, "This was the worst trip I've ever done in my life." And these are people I know that's been doing sports cards since the 90s at least. If they're disappointed trying to take their grandkids and stuff like that in there, that's bad. Because these are the type of guys that would go to the flea markets and buy the 25 and 50-cent grab bags and stuff like that and have a field day with it. But that was like late 80s, early 90s stuff there.
Because if you really think about it, when you go to a card shop, 90% of the revenue is wax. It's 90% wax. Maybe once or twice a day, you might hear someone come and say, "Hey, you have this certain player." Or 99% of the time, it's, "Hey, are you buying? I have some cards I want you to look at." They look at the wax. A lot of those shops are going to be down and under. They're going to be gone without having their allocation now from Topps. If Fanatics didn't sign up, you're going to be done. If I owned a shop right now, I would have my allocation with Fanatics completely all taken care of. My shop new with as least as many cards as I can in there. They come in for the wax. They're not coming in for your slabs and your cards. They're coming in for your singles, your cheap singles, and they're coming in for your wax. Hardly ever do I go to my local card shop and look at slabs or anything like that. Because they don't have slabs, and if they do, they're overpriced. So, I mean, you're gonna I feel bad for a lot of these card shops that I've been around because one here locally, I think they've been around for probably 20 something years, maybe 30 years. Long time. They're not the most expensive, they're not the most beautiful shop in the world by all means. But I know they're surviving off that wax. If they didn't get their Fanatics allocation, they're going to go under.
Well, a lot of places are going to go under that way. If you're stuck in the old time regime to where you're not all over the internet, you're done. And I mean, here's the thing is if you're a shop locally and you're the only one around for some miles and people find stuff and they're bringing it in, you're buying it. Okay, you got to sort all that crap out, do it all. But if you're finding cards that are a couple bucks a piece, you should have somebody throwing all that stuff on eBay, and to where you have $50,000-$60,000 in cheap cards on there. And if you're making 20-30 sales a day, it's going to pay for it in the long run because you're moving that stuff. But it's bad.
Exactly. Like Jody said right there, I haven't been to my local card shop in 7 to 8 years. Why haven't you gone? Because you can get everything on the internet cheaper, right?
They're overpriced. That's why I don't go where
exactly.
my local one. They're
exactly.
overpriced.
They're overpriced.
Now, if I go up,
overpriced.
Now, if I went up to Louisville, there's two heroes. Oh gosh, Through the Decades and Louisville Sports Cards. Through the Decades, I'm probably not going to get a deal at. But if I walked into Louisville Sports Cards, they probably throw me a bone here or there onto some stuff if I bought some wax and opened it up there and did the video out of there type deal. You know, it's basically because they've done business with me. You know, they might say, hey, you know, the box is $359. We'll give it to you at $340 or something like that. I'd be, you know, happy with something like that. But yeah, that's one reason why the local one where I'm at right now, I've never been to, is because now there was another one somewhere right real close to me. They told me at one time frame, now this was like 2 years ago, it was only open 1 day a week. 1 day a week. And I think it was like a Wednesday, like from 4 p.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. You just automatically just say tax write-off is the only reason why that thing was open.
The only way a card shop is going to survive is if you actually own the building. If you own the building, you can actually survive because you ain't got the rent, the overhead. You'll have your internet and electricity bill and everything like that, but you don't have to have the huge rent. If you own the building, you're going to be fine. But if you don't, you're done.
Teddy, keep it real. Those two guys, good guys. When I first started breaking, they were underneath my old rep. And he said, hey, if you really need some help, you might want to talk to these guys here. So I sent, it was Tom a message. Tom, phenomenal. Helped me out, gave me some insights on stuff that I needed to do for trying to run breaks on Facebook versus eBay and all this stuff. Great guy. They insta-fill they were. I haven't really looked in a long time frame, but they would insta-fill something. Like they post a case, it'd be sold out in like a minute. Never seen anything like that ever.
Well, like Teddy said, and I totally agree, card shops have become a place where all the guys go in there just to go bullshit. It's like a coffee shop. You go in there to go gossip and squat.
Well, here's the thing is if you're bringing people into gossip, all right, if they come in there 3 times a week and you sell them a pack of top loaders and a pack of cards per week, that's still something there. At the same time frame, you're doing gossip. You might be doing trade and other deals. Like you might have stuff that somebody wants in there and you're like, wait a minute, I could get this, trade this dude that I'm a buddy with here in San Antonio, Texas, pick this up, bring it back here and sell it for, you know, this amount of money. There's a lot of wheeling and dealing on to it. But I would have no issue with doing a shop, but you got to
own the building.
Well, that's why I said that original house. I still kicked that. I fired that realtor. Fired her.
Yeah, because it was dual zone.
Yeah, it was dual zone. They had a carpet shop up there, so you'd pull up top of this hill. There was like this circle built around. So the house sat here, and off to the right of it was the carpet shop. Okay, had a little parking lot there and stuff. like for about 6 cars or something. But you had a glass door going in, and I was going to tear that window out and not have a window in the building type deal. And you had like the big garage door on the left hand side, so you could actually cut that down to where people could just back up into it, offload like UPS and stuff there, and you could sort it out later type deal. It was the perfect spot. I think it was 200,000 or best offer on the house, and I was going to offer them the 200,000 because I'm like, you know what, this is something I could convert over time into a card shop, retire out of it. And my big thing would be all internet based. I'd still have the store open, but as you walked in, how they had their counter right there, I was going to have that brought up with the showcases, and then they had like this little office behind it. I was going to cut that out, put a big window thing in there. That way I could see through if somebody came into the store with cameras and stuff. Plus I lived there, so the security and stuff would be myself. I wouldn't have to worry about much.
That's the thing. My card shop don't really buy much. They don't want to buy really anything, which is smart on their part. I wouldn't be buying right now either. But all the card shops, yeah, they're gonna be like Pawn Stars right now. They're gonna take everything they can as cheap as they can. A lot of these people that got in during the hype lost their ass. It's gone. They're filing a police report for a lost ass because they can't find it. It's gone. They lost it.
There's a lot of people I know starting shops, and they're going in together on stuff, which I think could be good or bad depending on how well you know each other's work ethic and what everybody brings to the table. I'm one of them people, I would be a sole owner. I couldn't probably do it maybe with one other person that would be like, hey, I just want to be the breaker or do this one aspect of it type deal. And I know they would put their heart into it. They would be willing to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week type deal. And that there I could dig with. But my fear is somebody's just coming along for the ride, and then you have to still do all the work onto it. And that's what'll really, in the long run, hurt you, because now all of a sudden you're like, damn, this dude don't do shit all day. He sits around here searching the internet. They buy bad bulk deals and everything else. You're just upset. Now you just lost somebody that you were friends with. So to me, honestly, there would probably be only one person I would do that with. And that's the only reason I know is because they have taken one vacation in 5 years for 1 week and that they would work 12 hours a day. They wouldn't care until that thing was on like autopilot. I that's the type I would want to deal with, because otherwise, long run onto it all, it might be somebody you think's the greatest person in the world, but you don't truly know their work ethic or what they bring to the table. And if it's just they're bringing cash to the table, that's not a good thing. Now, unless his name's Mark Cuban or something, then he brings a lot more to the table plus cash. I think card shows are the way to go, because you get to talk to people and you get to, rapport built onto it, which is a big thing offhand. At the same time frame, you get to see the card in person. You get to leave there that day. I still think eventually these dudes are going to be in a long world of hurt when states start coming in there and saying, where's your sales tax license? Here, sign here. You need to fill this form out and mail it in. Now, they did that a few times years ago. Okay. And years ago out here, but nobody ever really watched to see what they recording to sell in and stuff like that. There, all they did was basically take your name down and stuff. But I think, card show is your best way to do it. If it's advertised right, the people come, you could do well at it. But at the same time frame, you have to put up a lot of crap too with these guys coming in wanting to undercut you. They want to pay you 20, 25% on eBay and stuff. I mean, sometimes you got to stick to your guns on a lot too. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those hard things there, though. So I get a lot of people want to sell me collections. All right. So we're gonna say like there's like 3 cards highlighted. We'll say a Jerry Rice tops rookie, uh, Dan Marino tops rookie, and we'll throw in like some basketball person, in there too.
Yeah, who's back?
But the rest of their stuff, I still have to go through it all, sort through it, and stuff like that there. And a lot of times they're looking at eBay and they're looking at the graded cards. And I'm like, that's not going to grade that grade. And I got to still spend time to get that graded and everything else to even get to this price here. So I will say a lot of people, if you take time to explain to them when they come and approach you with like, I need to sell all this stuff, is sitting in my garage. It was my dad's, uncles, brothers, whatever. And tell them, listen, there's just a lot of work to this. I cannot, give you what you want. This is where I'm going to be at comfortably because I have no idea when I'm going to have the time to do it. And you'll get respect out of that if you're just straight up honest with them. Now, if they take the deal, that's up to them too.
Well, the best thing I like about card shows is cash, endless possibilities. You can work better deals with cash than you can any other way.
Well, what I always get a kick out of, somebody will come to my table, I'll make them an offer. They'll walk the whole card show. It'll be 2, 3, 4 hours later. I'll come back. Hey, I'll do that deal with you for this. I'm like, oh no, that was my deal at the beginning of the show. My deal now ain't close to it because I already know they walked the show floor. Nobody was going to outbid me onto it. And since they didn't want to do the deal there, that deal's void.
Yep. That's when you tell them, you're like, hey, you walk away, deal's off. Mm-hmm. You come back, new deal.
Yeah, it really is. It's a new ball game because I don't know what I've sold already. I lose that show to sell those cards at. I'm now going to have to rely on eBay or whatever else is out there platform. It kind of sounds like, oh, that dude's being an asshole now, but I'm really not because you went around shopping your cards. The other one is they'll come back and somebody will have already cherry picked 3 or 4 cards out. That's why I made them a strong offer. I'm like, dude, where's the other cards at? Oh, I sold them down there. I'm like, for these here, I can't go strong. I only gave you that offer because of these. They get upset on that.
Yep.
Again, it's not to the point to where, you want to be an ass with somebody, but if you make them an offer and they're like, let me think about it, and and you can watch them going around the table, they don't sell them all, and they come back to you like, okay, I'll take that deal. No, man, that was the deal I gave you at the beginning of the show because I had time to sell these and try to make my money back plus some scratch. But now I don't have this show anymore to do it at the same time frame. My resources are limited. We'll just say to eBay. So since everybody likes to use the 15% onto it, I know I'm 10.9 underneath there. What that whatever it was on there to get your money direct deposit instead of PayPal thing they offered. I'm like, I can't do it now. They get upset.
I don't think the quick flip crap is over. I still think you can quick flip. You just got to know what someone's looking for. And if you come across it, you know a person that's interested in it. So I don't think that's completely over. But do I think the whole grading every single thing, thinking that you can flip it? Absolutely. But let's say, for instance, I know Jason's looking for, he's looking for a 91 Nolan Ryan auto. Those ones autos, he's looking at it for a PSA 9. Let's say I come across one. Now, if I get it at a good price, I'd be like, hey, Jason, I got a card I know you're interested in. That's the way you can do it. You can still do it that way. As long as you're not trying to, screw somebody over. I don't think that's right. But the whole flipping, I don't think it's dead. You just got to know what you're looking for, what people want. Like, you got to go to a show with a mindset. Like, when Jason goes to a show, he knows I'm looking for T-Law rookies. He knows I'm looking for T-Law rookie autos. He sees one and he'll say, hey, I got one right here if you're interested in it. If not, no big deal. You just got to know what people are looking for. So I don't think the quick flip is over. But it's a very small window of opportunity of what you have to use right now.
To me, when I think of the word quick flip, and this has always been my thing pre the word liquid being used out there, I go to a show and I know so and so is a Luca collector. I find a nice Luca and I'm like, and I know they have a Sidney Crosby rookie I want. I will send a message right there on my phone and be like, hey, if I pick this up, you interested in doing a deal with a trade? And then it's up to me to get that card at a reasonable price because we're both going to do a trade basically at a fair comp onto it. But that's one thing. I don't really call it a quick flip, but it is in a way because I'm getting that card. I may get a little bit of profit on a trade because I'm getting something else I want in the long run, but he's also getting something. And I don't know what he put into that card to begin with, too. But it all comes down to stuff like that there. And the thing where they all say, oh, cards are liquid. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You have to know your area. So example is I have some of the rare Kobe Bryant stuff and even LeBron James. I can't move it for the life of me around here. People want to give me 80%. But if I send that to a buddy who's in a show in California that is a huge Lakers crowd, I could tell them I would do these prices and we'll just say they're 90%. Boom, gone. Because that's what I would consider the market out there. And that's how I always used the term market. I didn't use it as a stock term, but that's their market because that's where the Lakers are at. That's where people are buying Lakers cards at.
Yep.
You know, that's what we used to back in the day. I'd set up in Atlanta, then we were going to North Carolina. So Atlanta day, we're going around fighting over who's buying all the Jordans up because now we're going to North Carolina where we know they sell at. At the same time frame, we sell them up there. Turn around, we're buying all the Brave stuff because now we have Brave stuff again for the Atlanta show. And that's how we work back. This is like probably close to 13, what is it now, 15, 16, 17 years ago. But that was because we knew where we were going for those areas, which we called markets back then, because that's what it really was. This stuff now with the word market has been so thrown over because it's used as a stock term. I mean, heck, you could buy shares of cards. You could own 0.001% of this card.
Like, I got a buddy here who knew I've been looking for a Jordan rookie. Been looking for a while. He just happened to know a guy down in LA who had a PSA 8 he wanted. I was like, all right. I got like 90 slabs here. I don't give a crap about. If they want, we'll trade for it. So what we did, we got the cards. They gave me, I think, 80. They gave me 80% of comp. The guy down in LA gave me 80% of the comps, which added actually really close to that Jordan I got. So I ended up trading a bunch of slabs for Jordan. Did I think I got a good deal out of it? I think it was fair. I got the card that I've been wanting for a long time, and the guy needed inventory for Dallas. So it worked out that way. So, I mean, timing, deals is all about timing. Just, you got to be at the right place at the right time. You got to know what your friends or what your friends' or what your customers are looking for. And if you can get at a very cheap price, a decent price, or something like that, it's all about, it's just knowing what you're looking for. Like right now, you're going to see, like Jason said at the National, you're going to see a lot of people going there buying tables because a lot of these guys want to get out of that stuff. They got too much into it. They're going to want to get out of it. All the big guys or big guys who have the money are going to do that. But they're going to do it the right way. They're going to say, we're going to give you 75%, or they're going to give you 70, maybe 68% of the price. But they already know in mind some of the cards that are there where they can move them to.
See, what I get a kick out of, these guys will watch what other YouTube creator, influencer, or whatever you want to call them are doing. If they go out there and say, I'm Zion hunting, this is no joke. In the show I'm at, you got any Zions? And I already know why they're asking me right offhand. It's the funniest thing. And to me, yeah, I got Zions. What do you want to pay on them? I still have a couple rookie autos that I'm in $0 on. And, I'll tell them what I have. And I'm like, where are you at on? They're like, well, what do you want? I'm like, you tell me what you want to pay me because I got to go pick this card up and bring it back down here, But half of them wanted it dirt cheap cost. They're like, well, he's going to be a bust. Why are you buying him if he's going to be a bust? I tell you, some people just talk out their mouth without thinking at these shows, and I just laugh at it when I hear it because it's just like they're splurging at whatever they can think of and everything else. Well, he's going to be a bust. Can't you do any better on it? Why are you buying him if he's going to be a bust?
Yeah. Yeah, if he's trash, then why are you buying trash?
I don't pay attention to Star Stock Teddy at all.
Nope. That's the company I said that'll be bankrupt or they'll be gone by the end of the year.
I haven't used any of that. I know a lot of guys that use ComC, and man, if you could build a portfolio or whatever the heck they call that thing, like some of these guys I know that have 100,000 plus cards in it, they cash out, constantly. But when you look at it, I forget what it is. Like ComC, for every dollar that you make off them, they take a big chunk out of it. But they're setting them in like they're buying out collections. And I guess it costs money to have it uploaded onto there and all this stuff. It's insane. They said to get it started, it's kind of funky because I can't remember if it was you couldn't add money to your account or you could only send so much in and then you have to sell in order to bring the balance back up. I forget. It was something crazy they were talking about. I'm not a ComC person, but these guys here make some good money off of that. And I know a couple people do sports slots. They're big sellers on it with, just common cards. But when you see what some of these guys have for stock and having to do those orders just to make, $5,000-$10,000 a month off of like sports lots, that's insane. When you're talking about a huge, whole big open basement that has like just filled with stuff, and then there's boxes they haven't even gone through yet, and you have to sit there and go through, okay, this guy wanted a card from 87 top. So he bought 2 cards out, 91 top. So we got to go to basketball. He wanted some freaking 91, 92 skybox. That's just painful to get those orders out. So you're spending many hours a day doing it.
See, the uneducated watching too much YouTube. When the whole boom started, I guarantee a lot of people didn't ask themselves, how am I going to rebound? How am I going to maintain? They were just worried about the money aspect, going, making money, or doing this, or following this trend, going here, going there. The people who are going to survive in the hobby are the ones who were doing cards before the boom.
Well, the ones doing it before the boom, if you had the goats that we call them and stuff like that there, you're still fine.
Yep.
Now, if you bought when it started hitting the big peaks parts of the bubble, you're screwed. Think about it. If you spent $500,000 on a Jordan PSA 10 Fleer rookie, and now it's going for like 200,000.
It's going, last time I checked, 226 for PSA 10.
Yeah, like I said, you're screwed onto it. And that 226 might be with a buyer's premium too, so it might only be 200,000.
Yeah.
So
that was the last auction at Kenny Golden at Golden Auction.
Well, that added the buyer's premium to it, so it probably sold way under 200,000. So that's what it's really worth. And that's the thing is when you start looking at auction house, you got to understand they're putting buyer's premium onto it. Mm-hmm. And if you're a seller and the buyer don't know it, good for you, But as a buyer, going up to a seller being like, that was sold on an auction house that has a 20% seller's fee onto it or buyer's premium add to it. Ain't touching it for that price.
Because if you went into this when the boom was happening, thinking that there wasn't an end game or the bubble was going to burst, you thought this was going to go on for a lot longer, you're going to be gone. There was a small window of opportunity. And if you didn't see what was going to happen afterwards, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, see, Charles explained pretty good that ComC thing. That's what they were telling me. That they charge you to do the picture and the listing, and I forget what it is, like 20, 30, 40 cents, something stupid like that. And then when you sell your card, they take a chunk out. And then when you go to cash out, they take another chunk out. And I think in reality, you have to really start making money. You got to have a whole bunch of $3 and $5 cards to sell.
Well, the 80s junk back there is completely different from today. Back then you had Tough Stuff and Beckett and stuff like that. A little bit different. Just the print run was so over populated. So much. Now you got influencers telling people the wrong information to go after this guy. Why would you go after, I'm putting quotations, someone did say this. I think buying Will Greer cards is a better investment than buying Kyler Murray cards. Will Greer.
Teddy knows who that is. It's his buddy. Teddy knows
Teddy
who
knows
that was.
exactly who I'm talking. Why would you pump him when he's a nobody? You're telling me that that's leading people into the wrong direction. You're setting
they
people
probably
up.
had a ton of Will Greer cards they had up for sale.
Exactly, but you're setting people. If you're supposed to be this influencer that, oh, you want to be liked, you want to be trusted, why are you giving them bullshit? You just gave someone complete bullshit advice. That's why this junk era is completely different from the 80s. You have too many influences, you have too many ears, you have too many avenues of people giving you the wrong information. Back then, it was just, there was too many of it, too many of the cards.
And now we don't call it that anymore. It's these cards are now going up in value. Looky.
Exactly. I mean, it's just,
why should you have to put that information out? They should be able to resource that themselves to know the card's going up.
Yep.
I don't know. But Jody, as far as Beckett, I love Beckett magazine, and you had Tough Stuff in Sports Card Trader. Okay, 3 price guides out during that time frame. Beckett always came out early, so I used to love going to the dealers that would use Sports Card Trader and Tough Stuff because Beckett would have more value to the card than them.
mm-hmm.
And the best thing was people didn't really realize the cards or the prices they posted them were near mint. So if you had a mint card, there was a multiplier you had to add to that. And I think then Beckett actually did a near mint price onto. Eventually they went to 2 rows. Eventually they did. Well, first there was just 1 row. But then they went to 2
have the 2 rows. They had the mint and the near mint. Then they had the multipliers, like if you had an insert, like if it was the gold, 2 to 3 times value the base. Yeah. All right, I know it's still a BS tape, Charles, but that's what I'm saying. That'd be like me telling you, oh, everybody, go out and get, I don't know, go out and get Gregor Polanco cards, guys. I'd rather have Gregor Polanco cards than Ronald Acuna cards right now. That's a bullshit take.
See what it was everybody was trying to be like Gary V. All right. You gotta remember, Gary V was the man that started all this, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So he would go out there and be like, uh-oh, look at Luca. Well, he was putting out all this stuff like that there. You had people that were using the low-end market, i.e. the Bull, the whatever else there was out there and stuff like that. Like I said, when I was great, I remember Kevin those 5 optic Zion rookies come back in 10s. They were, at the time they shipped, $340 a card. By the time I got them, they were almost $400 and some dollars. I think almost $400 a card. I held them and started staggering them out. I remember selling them up to $500 a pop on my slabs. Now I just couldn't understand, why is this doing this way? Same with the Lucas Silvers. I had no idea one time for a PSA 10 was like $700. All right. I set up in Lexington. That was the last show I set up at with the cards because of COVID. And I just had them all sitting there. You know, occasionally I'd get in the Raz rooms, hit another one, throw it in the pile because I liked Luca. That was just my thing. I figured I'd chase Luca over Trey Young for some reason that year. Well, all of a sudden I started seeing people at like $1,500 for his car. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, huh, I'm about to start selling these BGS 95s I got here. And like within a month time frame, and things were like $7,000. It was insane. Oh yeah, that was another way of doing it there, Charles. Especially like when you knew somebody was like on the chasing of the record, and you knew before they were going to start really talking about it, you started buying this stuff up, like McGuire and then Bonds.
That's how it was with Ricky Henderson when he was getting close to Lou Brock's record.
Yeah, I mean, you had to look at it the year before and stuff like that and pick it up. But I remember the McGuire chase, and it was weird because at All-Star break, because every year they'd always talk about this guy's a potential bot, you go off onto it. And it was McGuire's year. And I was like, you know what? I think this dude's going to do something fine. I'm going to go pick up a bunch of the USA teams and stuff like that there. And back then we still had flea markets and stuff like that. And I think I picked up probably like 30 of them or something. And back then, PSA was with the very, 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 no, wait, was it very, very old labels then? No, Bonds was the very, very old ones, I believe, the one whenever he broke it. One of the two were the very, very old ones because I remember picking them up. And that stuff went insane in price, though. As they started getting closer, I started letting some go. And then I'm like, man, they're 2 home runs away and they got like 10 games left in the season. He definitely has this.
Oh, yeah.
The best was the guys when they pitch a no hitter, how they would shock up in price right off the bat.
No,
Yeah,
I just see this junk wax era being. I am. This is a junk wax era 2.0. I already know it is, but I just see this one being 10 times worse than the other one. It's way worse.
well, the issue is that they overproduced everything retail, and then instead of just having hobby, they started with light boxes or whatever the hell else they wanted to call it. Then we went into choice boxes, which was cool. Choice was cool. Don't get me wrong, because we had retail choice came out. It was a real nice concept, but it was cheap and affordable too during Luca's rookie year. Don't get me wrong. But then we started going to all this other stuff. And then when they did the select thing and it went retail, and I started seeing zebras and every other color there were of it, I was done. That's why I said I'm sticking to hobby only. And I pretty much really do only stick to hobby only unless I get it on pre-order. There's just no point to it. I mean, I loved Sapphire years before it exploded just because it looked cool. It reminded me of the cracked ice. Then all of a sudden, it just took a few people out there to start talking crazy about it, and the stuff exploded in price.
Well, another thing to me, it's just my personal opinion, why I think we're in a decline. It's been slowly going there. The boom happened during COVID. What was everybody doing during COVID? They were home. Nothing to do. Thinking of like, oh, I had old cards. Now they're starting to get big, blah, blah, blah. People were doing it to, pay their bills then. But now, as COVID's gotten better, people are going back to work. Those people that were into it, they're gone. So to me, it just makes it a lot less people you're able to move or sell things to because the crowd's not there like it would be.
You don't have the big spenders coming in dumping millions of dollars per week. That's the easiest way of saying it.
They moved
Now,
on.
there's not that much revenue coming in now as there was back then. That's just a given. Anybody that says there's more revenue now than then, they're just crazy and talk.
Yep.
Because you can look at the auction houses and crazy the stuff like that. But everything comes back all the time. and it'll shift. They're getting ready to do VHS tapes now, probably being CDs next, and whatever else, stamps, then postcards and whatever. 15 years down the road might be sports cards with again thing. And to me, I still wouldn't want to hold all these crazy base cards that are PSA 10s and 9s. But if you're sitting there holding limited, pop runs to serial numbers, and I'm not talking about how there's like 50 some variations and there's 3 out of 25. But if you have a flawless card or something like that, or Dynasty, you might be fine later on. But the thing is, like, most people always did vintage because vintage slowly went up over time.
That's even dropped now. That's
because people attacked vintage like they did freaking modern, ultra modern, whatever you want to call it. And then people realized cars took a dip. But if you look where they're at now, those vintage, and you go based off of a graph of how much the cards were increasing roughly per year, they're still way above. Still way above what they should be at.
Yeah.
Cassette singles. Heck yeah, we're going to do cassette singles. Let's start a grading company grading cassette singles.
They have one that grades cassettes, I think. Cassettes are actually coming back. A lot of these artists are reissuing their old albums, but they want to put them in new vinyl or they want to put them in cassettes. Believe it or not, I know cassettes are actually coming back. Which I'm just like, yeah, I don't miss the days of the pencil having to turn the damn thing. But I don't miss those days. Because honestly, when's the last time you saw a CD player?
I mean,
does your car have a CD player?
I had to think about my last one did, and it was still newer too. They still do come with CDs every now and then. I don't know what it is. I seen one of the new, because they sent me a thing to trade in my Cherokee for a new one, and it looked like it was a CD. Maybe it was a movie player. I have no freaking idea offhand.
I still have a ton of CDs right here of some of my favorite bands, but I'm telling you, CDs, I can see those going up because you don't play CDs no more. They're more nostalgic. I see nostalgia always having a place somewhere. Toys are still popular. Hell, Lego sets are still popular. Funkos are still popular. There's all nostalgic stuff. It does come in waves. It does come in cycles. I mean, hell.
Yeah, I could see it actually having that too. I really could. I could picture that. I still have an old 8-track thing. I don't know where the heck I picked that thing up at.
Anybody got a laser disc out there or a Betamax?
I probably do.
Old ass.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I was messing around and I was taking pictures of my Transformers that are still in the original boxes, never played with. And I guess
there's a big market for those.
I guess I must add one of my He-Man extra bags I picked up, like the little weapons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy was like, hey, that little gun there is worth hundreds of dollars. I'm like, what are you talking about, gun?
Yeah,
it's the gun to Castle Grayskull that came with it. I guess everybody lost them. I had like 5 or 6 of them. And I started looking at what they were selling for, and I'm like, this is stupid. It's just so somebody could complete their Castle Grayskull they bought used.
Dude, I had, as a kid, the original Millennium Falcon. I wish I still had it to this day, because you know how much that thing is worth. I still had all the parts to it. Because everybody I know who had one lost the little satellite dish or the gun that went underneath. The legs were still there. I still had the top shield. I even had the chessboard that was in there. But all my friends, their satellite dish or the guns that went underneath always were gone. Could you imagine what those ones are probably going for right now?
I see that Jody Fanatics is coming out with their little starting lineup things now. I thought about it. I forgot I even had some, to be honest. It wasn't probably a couple weeks ago when I was going through something. I found a few that I still had.
I got mine.
Mine are all, I can tell you now, every one of them is Michael Jordan. So
I got a Nolan, Michaels. I got two Michaels, Ricky, Shaq, Ripken, Jeter, Jerry Rice.
I think I got about 7 different years of Jordans or something stupid. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's something. I mean, I just collected. These are all still all in their boxes, not even opened. I just like starting lineups because I had them as a kid, and I thought it would be a cool background. And they're still in their packages. So you know what? If that comes back and they start going up, hey, I got a couple. Probably nothing rare, but still.
I don't even know if mine are rare. I mean, they're Jordans, so maybe there is one. I don't know.
So I got the 90, and I think I got the 91. I think they only came out. They started coming out 88. If I'm not mistaken. I think 88 or 89 was the first year.
I don't know. There was one that had 4 different Jordans in because I have all 4 from that year.
I got my Dream Team set up there too. The whole Dream Team set. I got that still. But I mean, it's same thing with toys. We'll come back with cards. We had our boom. Right now we're on the downswing. It's probably going to be a downswing for a little while, but eventually it will go back up.
I still say by the end of the year, it's going to be leveled out because PSA will be done with their backlog. We'll know then by sure how Fanatics is direct to consumer is going to end up starting to work. And a lot of things are going to get hashed out. Based off all that, there could still be an influx going down for a few months. But I think we'll pretty much be down towards the bottom of it all because everybody's going to be able to see whatever metric and numbers for whatever is out there, they'll know. But I can tell you now that as soon as Fanatics starts releasing stuff, people are going to go berserk over it. I just don't know if I'm going to be a person that buys Fanatics products.
Well, they're already off to a bad start with the two bad autos.
You know what? I wanted to look. Does this say Fanatics Tops on the back of this card yet? Nope. Still Tops logo.
Oh, yeah. I can look into behind definitive. No, it still says top with definitive.
Yeah, that's why I said I think it's next year it all starts with it all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about Fanatics. I'm looking at the definitive right now. Nope. It just has the MLB logo tops and the MLB Players Association logo. So no Fanatics on the back of that yet.
It will be. I just thought about take a quick look because I had one in front of me.
Yeah. Oh, okay, 88 was the first year. I thought it was 88 or 89 was the first year. Because I remember grabbing those. I remember having some when I was a kid. I still had them. But those ones are open. I still have like the Bo Jackson, the Mike Socha, the Mike Marshall. I mean, I have some really oddball ones. But
I could get the light out for this one. Oh, you can't see it. I could get this out. I want to see the bottom to see if it's still. Yeah, it still says the Tops company below it.
James, yeah, but zero cool.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were starting to use anything at all on Fanatics on the backs of these yet. Oh, there's my phone. I was like, I know I just had my phone here a second ago.
Now, I don't advise going from one avenue to another avenue and jumping ship or jumping train. Just know what you know and stick with it. See, I don't know anything about starting lineups and everything like that. I know mine are still in good condition, unwrapped. They're not faded. No, they all worry about that and everything like that. But as far as like being a nut collector, sports starting lineups, no, I am not an expert. Period.
I'm honestly moving back to upper deck stuff.
That's almost the best bet. I mean,
you guys are going to see a lot more hockey being opened up probably late this year. Golf. I don't know. I might even buy some upper deck Marvel and just keep them sealed. I don't even know.
What about that? What do you think about soccer? I almost thought about getting one of those museum boxes of soccer.
It's Tops. I already opened one. That's why I was confused. I like museum soccer. That's my thing. I like it. But it's one pack. So I think there was 2 or 3 autos, like 2 relics, 2 numbered, and a base card or something. I appreciate it, Jason. Appreciate it.
Hey,
but
thanks, Jason.
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing. I don't know what they sell for. They were at like $400 a box. I mean, if they were reasonably at like 250, 300, I'm at it all day. But at
Well, that's the thing.
400,
I don't know how the soccer market's going to be. I know World Cup's coming up, right?
end of the year, I think November.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why I sent a bunch of soccer to be graded already.
yeah. I mean, that's smart. I mean, you got my one card. I got one card.
What's up, AJ?
Hey, AJ.
But yeah, I mean, soccer just one of the things I've been holding it. I mean, now granted, I'm selling all the base stuff because people are buying that like crazy right now. But if it's numbered or autoed, it's been stuck in a side container of my big old case, and I don't bring it out because I'll just wait to the cup. So as soon as the cup starts coming, about a week or 2 weeks out, and then as soon as you see somebody score, their team wins, stuff goes nuts.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, because I'll tell you guys, I've been looking for like Messi, Ronaldo, guys like that's autos. And I'll tell you, with Mbappe's coming out with his first auto here shortly, that's going to go insane in price. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I know soccer is the biggest sport in the world. Is just another avenue that I'm not familiar with, and I don't know if I want to get familiar with.
I mean, I know enough to where I could dabble in it. At the same time frame, a lot of times I got to ask questions because I know most of the bigger players, some of the rookies, but the newer stuff, I'm like this year's rookie class. I know the one guy everybody's chasing. I'd have to pull it to see the name type deal because I'm not into breaks. But I would be more chasing the vet guys. I mean, but that's just me.
Not. It's not freaking Guardians. No. Originals. Don't you go there with the Guardians.
He's a Guardians fan. He actually voted for the Guardians. Don't let him lie to you.
No, I actually voted for the Spiders.
Like I said, he voted for Guardians. I know. I
Yeah,
saw.
I voted for the Spiders. I don't like the Guardians. Sorry. Like, are you still doing your Pokemon allocations for that or no?
Yep. The only thing I'll probably have next year is going to be Pokemon and Upper Deck retail since I'm allowed to buy into it. That'll be it. I don't I won't have any Panini. I haven't had Panini in like a year really. Tops will be done, so I won't have any soccer. So probably what I'm going to end up doing towards the end of this year is buying Panini soccer, just so I have an allocation of Panini soccer next year. But that'll be it.
Like, I haven't paid attention to anything in the Pokemon market, so I don't know.
A lot of times,
They
if I
make, they
get it
make
in,
so much product of it.
I either sell it or I open it. I take all the bases, put them in one thing. I put all the reverse hollows in one, all the hollows in one. Then I'll go through and with all the little V's and V maxes and whatever full arts and all that, I look them all up. If they're over $5, they go DC. If there's something big, it's one of the chases, it goes in my grading pile.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's cheap. I don't have to worry about it because, like, for an ETB, it's costing me, I think, $27 ETB. So, I mean, you get 10 ETBs like at under $300. You can't really beat it. I mean, that's like a box of pristine baseball, and I could have much fun opening up Pokemon. I make the guys fight each other because I started getting mad at them.
I don't know. It just seems like they made too much Pokemon.
They always have.
That's what kind of pushes me away. It's like, how much Pokemon do they make? They make a shit ton of it.
Really, to be Pokemon, you should have been in it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the rare Japanese stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have boxes of that stuff, and it's just because I had it. I never opened it. I mean, I'm kind of scared to open some of it. It'd probably be fun to do one night, but
See,
Oh,
Charles, I didn't get into the Fortnite cards either. Which, I mean, I get it. Fortnite is kind of, yeah, it's an establishment now in a way. Been around for a while. So I get it. I can get Fortnite cards. I get it. Hey, Dale.
John Dale, long time no see.
Yeah. Like those new Sapphire Star Wars cards. Those are nice. I like those.
I seen them, and I think they were overproduced too much for Sapphire. That's why I didn't touch them.
I didn't know how the production was, but I know they look really, really nice because they're the old 1977 issues. It's just sapphire and it looks nice. I like it.
When I saw it still being sold for a while, that's how I knew it was overproduced, because I know people were buying 5, 10, 15 boxes, whatever the max was on there that day. Because I know one guy put in 3 orders of 10 boxes.
The cracked ice cards are the only ones worth anything. The Fortnite boxes, Charles.
That's what I was just trying to think what those things were, Charles, because they only came in the mega boxes. I was gonna say it wasn't the blasters or something, the mega box ones. Yep. Because those things sell for big money.
The Fortnite, yeah. What's the biggest one? Isn't it the Black Knight? Isn't the Black Knight supposed to be like the biggest one that you can get? If I'm not mistaken. What's up, boys?
Void. I don't know them. I just know because I saw people open them, and I know they spent big money on the Fortnite mega boxes. And I kicked myself because I was at Walmart one day and they just loaded those up in there. And I was like, Fortnite? Who the hell is going to want Fortnite stuff? I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Exact thoughts through my mind.
Mm-mm.
I should have made it. I think that was like 2 years, Charles, 2 years ago in the Fortnite cards. Is that when they started? Maybe 3 at the most.
Well, you got to think. Little kids are playing Fortnite. When those little kids get older, I guarantee they're going to be nostalgic and they're just going to want those bad.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Dale.
Oh, Neil, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Okay.
2019. Okay. 3 years ago.
I thought they came out right somewhere before COVID, but I could have been wrong because I know I saw them in there when I was hunting the optic. And this would have been 2019, 2020 optic basketball. And I was like buying it out. I saw Fortnite in there and mega boxes. And I was like, man, I should buy these. I'm like, that's stupid. Why waste my money on it? Now I kick myself. So I don't know if those were the 2019s or 2020s that were during that time frame, but man, I should have got them. Mm-mm-mm. Heck, I still got Garbage Pail Kids stuff here.
Well, that's the same way I feel about Lucas Optic and Prismier. Here in my town, they were stocked full of blasters and megas. Stock. No one was buying it. Should have been buying that shit. Didn't buy it because I wasn't doing basketball. I was more focused on baseball. Should have been. Literally, I would probably go there. There'd probably be at least 10 mega boxes, and there'd probably be about 80 blasters of it. Tons of it.
Well, that's why I only have retail Prism in Luca's rookie year, because I'd buy like 3 boxes of it to complete an order for free shipping. Only reason. And that's the only reason why I open so much, because I'm like, you got hobby in? Yeah, throw me in 2 or a box. Oh, throw me in some retail this time. They got 1 auto per box. You got the reds, the greens, solids were in those. And then the funny part was I was pulling more silver Lucas out of retail than I did hobby.
Probably because the recall, the way they were sorted, the sorting in there was just packed, just thrown in there like crazy.
I just had better luck on it. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'd be like another freaking Lucas Silver. You gotta be kidding me. But I couldn't pull a Trey Silver for my life. I might have pulled one or two in all that I opened, but I probably pulled, I'd guarantee at least 10 silver Zaluka.
Yeah, those sapphire boxes are selling for $800-900 still. Those
Oh
Star Wars
yeah,
sapphire.
yeah. I saw them. They just pushed a thing out here.
I can't remember how many cards are in the set, but I know the number 1 through 10 are the most desired ones because you have Luke, Leia, Vader, Solo, Grand Moff Tarkin, and all the big, like the first 10 cards of that set is what everybody's looking at.
Is Yoda one of the top 10?
Huh?
Yoda.
He wasn't in the first Star Wars. This is only the
sucks.
first movie. This is only Star Wars, the first movie they did.
I don't know.
A New Hope. Yeah, this sapphire is only from the 77 Star Wars set, the original Star Wars movie. It's not Return of the Jedi or any of those yet. So they'll be making Return of the Jedi next year, then they'll probably make Empire, then they'll probably go to the first ones, and they'll probably make the shitty ones they have now.
Wait a minute. So the 77 movie that was Star Wars, right?
The very first one, yeah.
That's where Luke becomes a Jedi, correct?
That is when Obi-Wan gets killed and the Death Star, everything, the very first one.
Okay, I know he started his movies weird. He started the middle, then he went forward and backward or backward, forward, whatever it was.
Yep.
So are you saying the very first Star Wars in 77, was that the number 4 movie out of his 9?
Yes.
Okay, and that one there, that's where they first discover Luke Skywalker, correct?
Yes.
Doesn't during that time frame he goes and meets Yoda?
No. That's Return of the Jedi.
Okay. I thought it was in that one.
No, the first one, he's still on Tatooine. He meets Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan. Then he meets Han Solo. He meets everybody. It's the first movie of the whole thing. I know George Lucas started it right then in 77, that first one. They did the last 3, then they came back and did the first 3. Now they're coming and they did the third, 6 through 9. It was just a big cluster the way they did shit.
I watched bits and pieces of them. I don't think I ever watched the full movie, AJ, so don't feel bad.
Oh, I'm full-fledged Star Wars nerd, so sorry guys. I know my Star Wars stuff. That was my jam when I was a kid.
Oh, Dale, you're in West Virginia now. How close are you to Huntington? Yeah, I wasn't a big Star Wars or Star Trek person, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. The next Sapphire they're gonna do, they'll probably do Empire. And then they'll do Return of the Jedi, which Sapphire, Empire will go huge because that's the first time Yoda's in it. They'll go bananas in it.
What did they make? A 240-point card to where you push the button and Yoda talks. He's going to get his Yoda baby doll, everybody. Please do not mind the stains that are on it. Those are from when he was a young child.
Talking about these?
I don't even know what the heck that is. I can't even see it.
Remember
Blurry.
This is by Topps, the old sports talk.
No, not that. I know what you're talking about. No. I'm talking about 240-point or 360-point card, big and thick. And somehow.
Oh, yeah. It had like a little speaker in it. You push it and it get like the sound of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
they
changed that into being a voice recording of Yoda or something. In the movie. Oh, okay. I know where that is, Dale.
But Kershaw is pitching a no-no.
Oh, you just jinxed it. You talked about it.
Yeah, I know you talked about it. It's over.
Great. Now it's done. He just
messed it up for everybody, man. Now my Kershaw that I have ain't gonna be worth shit now tomorrow. If he throws a no-no, I'll probably grab my Kershaw and put it up. My Kershaw PSA 10 1 of 1, yeah, I'll probably put it up. someone might be wanting to think, oh, Kershaw just threw a no-hitter. Let's go
It's
sell.
only end of the fifth. I thought it was like in the seventh or eighth while he was talking. I went to look.
He won't make it past the 7. They'll pull him. They'll do a combined no-hitter.
Yeah, they'll probably let him go till he gets one hit. That's
Yeah. As soon as they get a hit off him, all right, you're yank. Or they'll do a combined no-hitter. They won't give him the glory of a full one. It's against the Angels.
Yeah. I just pulled up, looked real quick.
I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you right now who breaks up that no-no. You want to know who breaks the no-no up? If he's in the lineup, Fletcher. If Fletcher's in the game, he'll break up the no-no. Ain't going to be Trout. Ain't going to be Ohtani. It'll be like somebody like Fletcher or Marsh or, I don't know, somebody else.
I'm going to go with Joe Adele. He's on the team.
I know if he was in. I don't know who's starting, but I just know Fletcher's usually one of their starters. So I was thinking Fletcher or Marsh. Fletcher's been hurt most of the year. Well, it can't be Fletcher.
The Trout hurt his calf again.
Who's in the lineup then?
I don't know. I'm going to go pull it right now. I'm guessing Ohtani.
Ohtani and Adele? Who else?
Oh, good. I got picked Joe Adele. I'm getting ready to go into baseball here. I don't even know who Stefanik is. Ward, Rengifo, Walsh, Viller, Suzuki's catcher, and Marsh in left field.
Maybe Walsh or Marsh. It'll be someone small. It'll be a small name. Walsh.
I was picking Joe Adele just so it does something for the poor guy. He just hit a laser to center. Wait, I missed the whole thing. Stupid.
But he got caught.
Oh,
he got caught.
My screen went crazy on me for a second because I turned it on freaking the other video thing by mistake.
I'll take Walsh or Marsh breaks it up. Or probably the catcher for some reason. It seems like the catcher's always the ones who break them up.
So basically, you're taking everybody but Joe Adele and Ohtani.
And yeah. Well, 3. I don't know the other guys. Oh, Taylor Ward? Nah. He's from Fresno State. Which still means squat.
Is he the guy you give the lap dance to?
All day, baby.
I knew it.
Twice, sometimes twice on Sundays.
I knew it.
Got to raise up for the Lord's Day. Twice.
Wow, that's a big delay on YouTube. I think it's like 15 seconds. Holy crap.
What?
I was just watching it to where I made the comment where you just started talking about it. That's how long of a delay it is. I was sitting there watching. I'm like, what the hell? About 15, maybe even a little bit longer for me. From the actual live of us doing it to broadcast on YouTube. All right, it's like 11:30 at night. We've been on for about 2 hours. I'm gonna cut it here tonight, everybody. I know it's kind of late for the East Coast people, but I do appreciate everybody coming in tonight. None next week because I got to set up in Louisville on Saturday. We'll be back following week. Only because I got to set up, and that's the hard part because I got to get up early just to drive up there before the show. Yeah, he's in Cali. He likes to be from Cleveland every now and then.
I
He
used to
fo-
love Cali. I used
He
to love
followed
California.
LeBron James out there.
Yeah, yeah. I've been born and raised here. I'm not LeBron James and defected here.
All right, guys, we're out. Appreciate it. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Later, guys.